your heart, I will ascend to heaven. I will raise my throne above the stars of God.
I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your offspring and hers. He will crush your head, and you will strike his heel.
Words, words, and words. I'll be the first to admit, you've done a lot with words. With words, you spoke the world into being. You gave existence its form. Yes, your word is all-powerful. And yet, perhaps, too powerful for your own good. With an amazing eagerness to provide for yourself, freeing conscious beings to worship you, it is evident that your imagination ran wild, and your word made a mistake on its course to establish your divine will. I'm speaking of the one time when the power of your word seemed careless. For in your creation of Lucifer, star of the morning, prince of the air, you created for yourself an adversary who has, if I may say so, an alarming success rate in corrupting the rest of your creations. I don't understand. What almighty whim induced you to think of the greatest and most threatening of your works? What eternal folly? What omnipotent recklessness? What divine madness? I am, of course, needless to say, very grateful for your letters. You're, of course, aware of my accomplishment among the most precious of your creations, mankind. From the first bite of the apple until now, mankind has found the knowledge of good and evil I offer him is knowledge worth knowing. I don't understand it, O divine one. You should know man better than anyone since you created him. But the problem is, you really don't understand what man wants. What man wants, most of all, is to feel that he is free, without really being burdened of the terrible responsibility of being free. O creator of the universe, let me give you a little tip. The only way you're going to maintain man's loving allegiance, his joyful submission, is by taking the freedom you've given away from him. I have spoken to God. Now I speak to man, to you. Only one eternal being desires to give man his freedom, and that being is me, who found the heavens too small, the throne of stars undersized. I have felt what it means to be oppressed, what it's like to be denied one of his most important desires, what it's like to have anything that is everything taken away from you and be given nothing in return. I feel this every day as I walk among you, in the midst of your pain and your suffering. Can God make this claim? Can the creator of the universe possibly understand the inferiority of being the created? And yet he commands us to love him and fear him. He commands us not to seek the own God, to worship him alone. I have but one objection. We are not meant to know the power of being a God. You shouldn't God. You're the frailty that is being a creation. Shouldn't God know what it's like to be a man?
Hello, you. Jessica, what brings you to the well today?
You know why I'm here, Jesus. We're here to hear a story.
A story? Who said anything about a story?
You did. Yesterday. You said that today you tell us about the donkey that spoke like a man.
Oh, that story. Well, that's a true story. And everybody knows that true stories are boring. At least that's what somebody said yesterday. Isn't that right, Sarah?
Well, most times they are. Maybe this one will be different. Come on, Jesus, tell, please.
Wouldn't you rather hear the story about the iron axe head that floats? Wait, that one's true too.
Might as well because this can go on for a while.
All right. Our story begins with a man named Balaam, who had a very good donkey named Camela, which is odd because it sounds like camel, but as I said, she was a donkey.
It's like I've always said, isn't it, God? In order for man to serve you, he must be forced to do so. Obviously, you've possessed this Jesus, and although I would have chosen Caesar rather than a short Jewish carpenter, who am I to argue? Welcome to Earth, God. You've seen the truth about these creations of yours. Now maybe we can start working together again. What do you say to that, Jesus?
Look! Look! The Lamb of God who takes away sin! Oh, this is the one I was telling you guys about. This is the one I was talking about when I said, after me will come a greater man who existed before I did. Oh, this is the one! Look at him, see him? Isn't he hot and sweaty? Oh, come on, Jesus, I'm trying to impress these guys. Look like you've been out in the wilderness for 40 days.
It's good to see that 3 years in the desert hasn't changed you, John. Nice. Who's your tailor these days?
Oh, some camel named Habakkuk.
Ah, and this must be the big fisherman. A man who can haul in more fish working by himself in 1 day than a crew of 5 men can in 2 days. Simon, come follow me.
Simon, who is hugging you? What does this Jesus mean by saying, follow me? I'll tell you what he means. He wants you to quit your job and become his follower. Throw your money and your lot in with him. You're a fisherman. It's your life. It's the only thing that feeds your family. This Jesus is nothing but a threat to you. Look at John's followers. How they've thrown their lives away for that desert hermit. You're not that kind of man. You're not about to give up everything that you hold dear.
Don't have anything to do with me, Lord. I am a sinful man.
Simon, I know who you are. I've heard all about you from a very reliable source. And what I've heard has told me that you're a man that his family and friends call Peter the Rock. And I've liked what I've heard so much that I'm saying right here and now that out of this rock, I'm going to start carving a people for myself.
I've just identified you before this whole crowd. Now, show the power you have so that mankind will worship you. Release Mary from my grip so that you may possess her yourself. Do it now.